I'm going to try to make dandelion flower fritters. Rather, more like these are false dandelion. Um, they had more than one flower growing per stalk. I harvested them a couple hours ago. They've started to close. However, being flowers, you need to leave them outside for a while. Otherwise, they are full of insects. They will all be crawling all over the house. I picked nice and big, plump ones, but it doesn't matter, they're going to close. So, false dandelion flowers left outside for 3 hours, not in the direct sun, just somewhere where the insects are going to get out. This is the heads of wild garlic. So is that. They've been smashed, and I'm going to let them sit for 10 minutes or longer. Those are the stems of the scapes. I'm not thinking that I'm going to add that into this. This is going to take the place of garlic and onion, and when fried up, it's going to taste extremely good. But those turn into sort of sticks when they get fried. I mean, they are still edible, they are super crunchy. Um, they don't feel like real sticks. They just are not what I'm looking for here. But these, without these, basically I'm going to have to pull them out. Even when they are fried, they taste and feel excellent. So I've smashed it. I'm going to smash it a little more, and then I'm going to separate all these things, and then make a batter. Put them all in the batter. So this goes in the batter, as does this, without these long stems, and salt, pepper, habaneros. Well, that's the same as this. Um, Salt, pepper, habaneros. Mix it up and deep fry. So let's see how that goes. And I still don't know what I'm going to make for a dip. It tasted good. Last time I made it, it tasted good with ranch dressing. I might try a variation of ranch dressing, except that I don't have ranch dressing powder to mix into the mayonnaise. So I think I might just stay with ranch dressing. So let's see. Um, I started pulling. I started pulling the stems out, discarding them, and putting just the petals in there. Maybe a little bit of the sepals are in there too. Uh, the bottom part was a little too bitter, and I'm going to mix that in the batter and fry it. I didn't want it to end up tasting bitter, though I think the frying process and the mixture of that and all the other spices will take care of it. I just didn't want to take a chance on the very first time I'm making this. But if this doesn't taste very bitter, my next crop of dandelion flowers are going to go straight in. I'm going to cut it and throw it in with the stems and with all of it, like this. This is going to go in straight the way it is. All right. 6 months later, all of the sepals and the stems have been removed mostly, and this is a whole lot of dandelion petals, or at least it's mostly dandelion petals. There is a few of those green spots. Those are stuff that I couldn't remove. All right, on to the next step. Okay, so I mixed all the ground up, you know, the heads, flowers of the wild garlic scapes, and tasted it. It was still bitter. I mixed about a spoon, not even a spoon, very little mayo. It was just what was stuck to this jar. So I mixed that in. It was still bitter, and I mixed the stems that I was probably not gonna, was thinking I wouldn't mix it. So I've mixed all of that in. So it's got salt, pepper, habaneros, the garlic stems, garlic scapes, the heads smushed, and the dandelions. I'm going to mix all of this in, give it a few minutes, and taste it again and see if it's still bitter. And if it is still bitter, I think I'm just going to have to roll with it. I don't think I'm going to be able to mix anything in it and kind of, even it out. A lot of people are saying that after everything is mixed, it sort of has no taste. Rather, it doesn't taste of dandelion, rather. So I'm hoping that that is what happens. I'm hoping I taste the dandelion, but it's not bitter. I'm hoping I taste the onions, the wild garlic, which I know I usually do. So, alright, so let's see how it goes. I've added a little bit of mustard to this because for some reason, mentally, I think mustard needs to be added whenever you add mayo. So, just a little bit of mustard. I like mustard more than mayo anyway. So, I've added a little mustard to this. The next step, 2 well beaten eggs, 100 grams of fine, super fine blanched almond flour. So the 2 eggs have been beaten, the almond flour has been added, and I'm probably going to break up that big rock and then put that in and make all of it into a paste and then load it into greased cups, metal cups, and sit them inverted on a cast iron skillet. So let's see how it goes. So I mixed 2 eggs, 200 grams plus almond flour, all of the dandelion flowers, and all of the wild chives, onions, whatever you want to call it. I mixed all of it in, and this is a little too less. I'm either going to mix a bunch of cheese, maybe 2 cups of cheese, mozzarella cheese, or a can of chicken before I cook this. So I will be back once all of that is done. Okay, so to this mixture I'm going to add that much cheese, which I'm going to add right now. And a can of chicken, and get a few bowls like this, coat it with butter, and put it on a cast iron skillet, which also will have butter. So all of this is going to be shallow fried in butter. All right, let me do all of it and start and show you again. All the chicken and the cheese have been blended in. These 4 cups and this big round one, because I don't know which one is going to come out better, I'm going to get coated with butter. I'm going to probably leave a thin slice of butter on the bottom and pack it up with that and put butter on my skillet and fry all of it in butter. So let's see how it goes. Okay, all 5 are loaded. It filled 4 of these heart-shaped cups perfectly, and there was just enough left over for a 5th heart-shaped cup, but I don't have one of those. And the butter is frying in the pan, so I'm gonna invert all of these things, but one at a time, because I only got one hand. Now invert. So I guess only 3 would fit at one time. So I'm going to leave those two for a few minutes, and when these are done, I'm going to take them out, and I'm probably going to be able to reuse one of these heart-shaped cups for what is in the round cup. So let's see how it goes. It's cooking on low heat, so hopefully it will cook all the way through, crispen the bottom, and I'll be able to lift the cup off, and then I'll be able to flip it. I don't know what this is. Alright, let's see how it goes. So those 3, I managed to pick the cups, the heart-shaped cups out, and I flipped them. The bottom, well, what was on the top of the cup is now perfectly done. I'm just waiting for the bottom to get perfectly done, and then I'm going to put the next 2 in. And I reused one of the heart-shaped cups, so it's not in the round cup anymore, it's filled up the heart-shaped cup. So those 2 are going in next. And here it is, ready to eat. This is not the best of the bunch, but this is the only one that I didn't nibble along the way. So it tastes great with ranch dressing. So I'm gonna, continue eating it, and this is the only one that I didn't eat while it was getting made and it was getting, put away.